You smell that? It's the sweet aroma of romantic nostalgia. With Bennifer taking over every news headline over the last couple of weeks, fans couldn't help but think of some of their other favorite couples from the noughties era that they'd like to have reunited. Can you guess who made it to the top of their list? That's right, folks, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Well, Jen might have just thrown fuel over the fire when it comes to fans' hope for the couple to get back together. In a recent Friends reunion interview, she gave fans all the reasons to keep hoping that Brad and Jen might have a reunion of their own. Hold on to your seats, juicers, because we're about to take a wild roller coaster ride looking back on one of Hollywood's most quintessential relationships in history. In the recently released interview for the upcoming Friends reunion, Aniston took a little time to gush over her ex-husband, who had made a guest appearance on the show while they were still married. Mr. Pitt was wonderful. He was fantastic, with both Courteney Cox and Lisa Kudrow agreeing with her praise. Pitt and Aniston have been seen more and more together in the years post-split. The actors are both single once again, following Pitt's ongoing divorce from Angelina and Aniston's divorce from Justin. So, the debate of whether or not they will, or should, reunite has become your typical dinner conversation. The exes have managed to remain on good terms despite the messy end to their 5-year marriage.
Who dat?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Aniston.
Hi, Pitt.
How you doing?
Good, honey. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Shortly after they parted ways, the actress made rare comments about their time together. She said, "I still feel so lucky to have experienced it. I wouldn't know what I know now if I hadn't been married to Brad. I love Brad. I really love him. I will love him for the rest of my life. We spent 7 very intense years together. We taught each other a lot, about healing and about fun." You might simply remember them for their highly publicized, and very scandalous, divorce. But Brad and Jen were once the ultimate couple in the celebrity world. With Pitt's drool-worthy looks and Aniston's killer smile, as soon as they stepped onto the red carpet, the whole world would come to a standstill. They were impossible not to stare at. The two crossed paths for the first time, and Hollywood is forever changed. Aniston says they met back in 1994 since their managers were friends. Pitt was just a sweet guy from Missouri, you know, a normal guy, she said. Pitt and Aniston went on their first date in 1998 after being set up by their agents. A true Hollywood romance, right? Who needs to meet a guy at the bar when you can just have your manager set you up with the hottest guy in the movie business? They tried to keep things quiet for as long as they can, but this proved a little difficult since Pitt is one of the biggest movie stars in the world and Aniston is America's sweetheart. Just a year later, they made their public debut as a couple on the red carpet for the Emmy Awards. This moment forever immortalized Brad's sunglasses that looked like they had come straight out of the Matrix. Since Instagram wasn't really a thing back in the 90s, the pair had to find another way to announce their engagement. What better way to show off your new fiancé and ring bling than by crashing a live Sting concert? The newly engaged duo was all the rage, with teenage girls sobbing that they had lost their chance to snag Pitt for themselves. But at least they lost their battle to the worthy opponent that is Jennifer Aniston. Oh, and if you think the engagement was a media circus, just wait until you hear about their wedding. 8 months after Brad went down on one knee, the couple wed in the most lavish ceremony in Malibu, which was hounded by paparazzi. But we're not surprised by that fact. The celebration was attended by 200 guests and was decorated with 50,000 flowers. There was even a gospel choir. And if you think that's not enough, they had a magical firework display in the evening. I had those typical jitters the day before my wedding, but the day of, I was just excited in a good way, Jen said about her special day. They were swooning in the bubble of their newlywed bliss, and everything seemed like it was perfect. Brad even guest starred in Friends as the guy who hates Rachel. Fans thought it was hilariously untrue, but it was a unique moment of the couple acting on screen together. Jen was in it for the long haul, admitting that walking out would never be an option for her. You know, if there's ever an argument, it's not like you can go, "Screw you, I'm out of here." You're there for the long haul. It's a beautiful thing to actually realize that for the first time, to have that knowledge. It takes the heat and the weight out of things. Although when it came to naming Brad as the love of her life, Jen seemed to dance around the subject a little. She said she always wondered if he was the love of her life, but knew that he was a big love of her life. The actress described what they had was special, and amidst all the chaos of Hollywood, it was important to have a partner who knew her better than anyone else. "It's nice to have somebody who's anchored and knows you, really knows all of you," she said. There was even talk about starting a family together. Jen had said it was the right time, and they were looking into adding another member to their family.
She's one of the warmest people I meet, and we all...
You say she's the magnet.
We do all crowd around her. She's like that fire we all crowd around for warmth.
She also discussed her and Pitt's plan to spend more time together in the near future. She said after he finished filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, she planned on traveling with him while he filmed Ocean's 12. Well, we all know what happened while he was filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Sadly, Jen didn't get that much extra time with him after that because the cheating rumors between Brad and Angelina started to circulate. Brad and Jen were no longer the lovebirds to idolize, but yet another marriage that had snapped under the pressure of Hollywood. After 7 years of taking the world by storm with their relationship, the couple announced their split in 2004. Even though Aniston had been left for another woman, she still never had a bad thing to say about her ex. There seems to be no grudges held between the exes, so maybe they should follow in the footsteps of Bennifer and give it another go? Which brings us back to how she gushed about him for the Friends reunion interview. The announcement for the sitcom reunion practically broke the internet, and fans all over the world are eagerly sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting for it to be released. "Where's the tissue box?" said Jennifer Aniston and pretty much everybody else in the world. It's been 17 years since Rachel got off the plane, and yesterday a 2-minute trailer for the one where they all got back together finally came out. Tears of joy and heart-wrenching nostalgia came over us, and the 6 stars were seen flooded with emotion and 10 years of memories. Though that's not what caught our attention. Tune in to learn why fans all over the world have been left incredibly worried about Matthew Perry. When the trailer landed last night, it was one of the most satisfying moments for people worldwide. We saw the cast recreating an iconic scene from the sitcom, and finally trying to settle one of life's greatest mysteries. Were Ross and Rachel on a break?
Yes.
Bullshit.
The actors were shown reminiscing while wandering around the apartment sets and quizzing each other on plot lines. However, it wasn't all laughs. In one of the more touching moments, Jennifer Aniston is seen comforting a visibly emotional Matthew Perry. At one point, Matthew got all choked up, his voice quivering, and said,
"Yeah, I'm gonna cry now."
And Jen couldn't help but place a hand on his shoulder. That's what friends are for. Not only that, but after the release of People's new interview, fans became incredibly concerned over the perceived status of Matthew's health. Several of them noted that Perry appeared to have slurred speech and an odd gaze while answering whether he ever took a souvenir after the end of the show.
"I stole the cookie jar that had the clock on it,"
he said, pronouncing a distinct sh sound at the beginning of stole. His overall behavior and off-sounding comments stunned everybody. "When Matthew Perry was about to cry, I was bawling," one person said. "Hate to say it, but I'm sad and scared like hell for Matthew Perry," another fan wrote. One fan came to the actor's defense. "Matthew Perry has gone through so much. Don't lower down his confidence by commenting he is looking this or that way," they wrote. Perry has never been shy to talk about his struggles. Hopefully, Matthew is still doing well, and the last couple of days and likely the filming have just been overwhelming for the actor. It would only be fitting to finish off with the words from our wise professor of paleontology, aka David Schwimmer.
I think over the years we've all struggled with different obstacles and challenges, and I think in those times it's been nice to be able to reach out and touch base and have a call and